Welcome to The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's not Friday right now.
No, it's
but
not.
We always release on Friday.
You're like, we need to tell everybody
Yeah.
Happy Friday. I'm
Happy-
like, but it's Wednesday.
Happy Friday. It's probably the beginning of your week. Sorry, because you work retail.
Tomorrow's actually my Friday, even
Friday
though it's
means
Thursday because we
nothing.
have a wedding in Indianapolis on Friday.
Ooh. And I
So-
leave Friday after work for
a
vacation
whole week,
again.
you're leaving me. This is crazy.
I go on vacation all the time. That's
I
why I
know.
didn't have children.
So ridiculous. That's why we got to jam pack like 2 or 3
I know.
different episodes
Yeah.
in 1 week.
We
because
never know
you're
what
like,
day it is.
I'm gone here and I'm gone here. It's like, all right, fine.
I got plans, bitch.
We'll work
all
around your
right?
schedule. I work all week while you're gone.
Sorry.
Hey, how's my hair look today? Is it all right?
It looks fabulous.
Thanks.
How's
I just
mine
got
look?
It looks good.
It's
You
in a
always say you
ponytail.
look bald.
It's because I was wearing in a tight pony. I'm pulling all my hair
You know why
back.
I ask?
Because we have a special guest today.
Hi, Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Yay!
Hello.
We love guests.
Annie, why would we be talking about hair?
Because I'm a hairstylist in Antioch.
Oh, and she has
Ooh.
beautiful hair. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thanks, I did it just for you guys.
Fancy. Fancy. Showing us up over here.
I have not been able to wear my hair in a ponytail in ever, probably. I just don't. My hair does not grow.
You used to have some pretty fabulous.
Well, long
What do you call
time
those?
ago. The
What do you call
linglets,
those?
my linglets.
What the hell are those?
Oh,
I was gonna
my
call them
curls?
Inserts, but what is that?
Oh,
hair extensions?
yes. I used to wear
right?
those a lot.
Why did
That's
I
probably
run-
why my hair doesn't grow now. We're going to find out about that. What
Why
have I
did-
done to damage my hair, Annie?
Why did I call them inserts, though?
Inserts, yeah. That definitely went into my brain. That's why sometimes I stutter. You know how that goes.
Oh, that's great. So why don't you give us a little bit about your
Yeah.
business? What's the name of it? You said it's in Antioch.
It's in Antioch. It's called Turning Heads, and I work out of the Head to Toes Salon right
Nice.
off of Orchard Street.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Right by
I
the
only know
Dunkin'
83 in Maine. Thank you. All right,
Mhm.
Yeah,
perfect. Right by the
okay.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Nice.
Okay.
I don't know anything about Antioch. I never go over that way.
So we follow your page.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
thank
I
you.
didn't realize that that you guys knew each
Okay,
other. So
this
this
is
is a funny
funny.
story. Go
Yes.
ahead, you tell
Okay.
it.
Meredith tells me that we're going to have this girl on. Her name's Annie, and she likes all of our stuff, and she shares all of our stuff. And I'm like, I don't know who it is. I don't know who
I
it
said
is.
she's
I don't
always
know who it
posting
is."
these beautiful
Yeah.
pictures of hair and
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. And it wasn't until we had Paul on and we were talking about it, and he's like, Annie, we went to high school with. And I'm like, Jesus.
Well, in high school, I went by Ann, so I was Ann
Oh.
Holland,
Yes.
and that's it. I
You
didn't go by
were.
my nickname.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
So
you're
yeah, you
Annie
were Ann.
everywhere on social?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
And then I
like
was
that.
like, holy shit, another high school reunion. This is great.
So funny.
This
I
is
had no
great.
idea.
I know.
I was
it's
just
fun.
like, wow, I really like all her posts, and
Yeah.
it would be fun to have someone
we
on
haven't
here that
seen
has
each
a
other
salon.
in probably 20 years.
Oh, yeah. At
Wow.
least since high school, yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's
but
crazy. Small world.
we just said, like, neither one of us have changed, right? We're still
Right.
beautiful and young.
Recognized you on the road as
Yeah.
I was turning in here.
That was so funny. I was like, wouldn't it be
I
funny if
felt
that
so
was
much
her?
better that I wasn't late.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you
no,
were just
no,
on
no,
time.
no.
Right on time.
Not for here. There's no
Never
rules
late.
here.
Yeah.
We just start when we start.
We start whenever.
Yeah.
We start after we get half our first beer down.
All right.
So can you tell us your background? Like how long have you been cutting hair? What's your specialty? What do you like about it?
I was actually a professional stylist before I graduated high school.
Oh, wow.
okay.
So I went into the vocational school.
Vocational,
Yes.
At
Yeah.
CLC.
That was the
Mhm.
best.
Right.
At
Yeah.
CLC.
Yes.
Most of the vocational courses happened in the morning during
Yeah.
school, and mine was in the afternoon. So
Oh.
I got to leave school at 11:28,
Nice.
Wow.
and then I didn't have to be in Grays Lake until 1 p.m.
Wait,
Okay.
so we all had to ride the bus to Vogue.
Yep,
You got
you
to
sure did.
drive, didn't you?
Yeah, my mom had
You
to put
son
up
of a
some hell
gun.
to get a parking pass too,
Really?
because it was a
Yeah.
lottery, and I didn't have one, but I
Yeah,
had to
you
provide
had
my
to
own
have it.
transportation.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ma-
that's
Julia
crazy.
did that
Yeah.
too, but and she went to CLC as well. That's how she did it. Her
Yeah.
junior and senior
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I think hers was in the morning, and then she had 2 classes in the afternoon.
Yeah.
She went and
Oh,
did
okay.
makeup and nails and all
Yeah.
that fun stuff.
Yeah, because
so.
it was kind of nice. We got to, I mean, the only reason I went to Vogue was because you got to leave school for half a day. I went for
Yeah.
culinary school. And then you came back, you had lunch, you had a couple classes, and then you were done for the day. It was great.
I don't remember having that option when
Yeah.
I was in high school. We were
No.
stuck in the building all
Yeah,
day. I really
yeah.
wish we would have had that option because I
Yeah,
would
it's
have
pretty
absolutely
nice.
done something, anything
Yeah.
like mechanic, anything to get out.
We were laughing because we did have like open campus lunch, but you had to, right? You're making that face because nobody knew about it. Because
Well, I was failing every class.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
wasn't going to get that
no.
option ever.
the only way
Yeah.
you got open campus lunch was 0 absences. You had to have like an A average and like a 3.5 grade point average. I'm like, all those people bring their lunch.
Yeah, right.
They're not smoking cigarettes. They don't want open campus lunch.
They don't need open campus lunch. There's no nicotine fits going on.
I was a terrible kid. What can I say?
So you went there for 2 years then, junior and senior year as well?
Yeah, junior and
Okay.
senior year.
Yeah.
And then right after high school graduation, I started cutting hair.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
I was cutting hair at the same place almost for 21 years.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
wow.
Yeah.
I took a little break while my son was little, and then I went back, and then shortly after that, maybe like 6 years after that, I don't know,
Yeah.
took a break and managed a hair cuttery in Fox Lake,
Nice.
Oh, okay.
and then went back to the other salon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could imagine hair cuttery. They're like boom, 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 right? They want you to get them in and out. There's no
Yeah.
time for anything.
There's
Right.
talent there,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
talent
you have
there
to be
and the one by
talented.
us because Julia and I used to go to the one here by us.
Yeah.
And that's where we found
Oh
a
yeah,
friend of
that
ours
one
that
is
is
hopping. That's
yeah,
a
they're
great
very
one there.
good there.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like they
I go
pick
there
the
sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
they pick the talent, I
Yeah.
think.
Because
Right.
I have no like specific person that does my hair because I get it cut once a year and it's straight across. I get like 6 inches cut off and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Once
Yeah.
a year.
Where mine's like
Yeah.
a real big pain in the butt. Well,
Perfect,
you
easy.
can say that if it is or not, but mine is. I
Oh,
walked
it's
around with
cute.
really bad hair for so long and then finally found someone
We talked about it.
that knows what she's doing, and I see her like every 5 days because I like it so much. I mean, I used to go twice a year, horrible, right, for
Yeah.
curly hair because I would just
Yeah.
walk around with terribleness.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, can I see you every 6 weeks? This is amazing.
Perfect.
Finally
When you
found your
find
person.
somebody-
When you
Yeah.
find someone, yeah, and she's young, I'm like, she's just gonna stay around forever. I'm gonna be like in my wheelchair, like going there. And
Can you
just-
give me some highlights
Yeah.
and low lights, please? I like the chunky lights.
Those
Julia
chunky
sees her
highlights
now,
are
too.
coming back. too.
Remember
They-
we
oh, I
had
saw
those?
that.
Everything from the 90s is coming
So
back. It's
I used
pissing
to
me
have
off.
those
Yeah.
too. I had the real blonde hair with the real dark, you know, and I look
Yeah.
back at pictures, I'm like, it was all right, but it's
Yeah.
not now.
Yeah.
I no
Yeah.
way.
So like the late 90s, early 2000 trends are coming back. So like everybody's walking around with mullets now, right? Jason.
This is terrible. We'll
That
show you a
was- so-
picture.
I did a mullet on one of my customers probably a few months ago.
Yeah.
When Illinois opened back
Yeah,
up
right.
is when I started my own business. And I decided that I was not going to do any fucking perms.
Oh,
nice.
you're
Yeah. No, you
good.
can totally say the F word I say all the time. Fucks. Does that make you feel better?
Yes, it does. Thank you. So I was not going to do any perms. I don't want to do perms.
Yeah.
I have
What was the
one-
reason? Just time consuming or annoying, or what is the reason?
Usually, like the perms that I've dealt with, most of them have been little old ladies or people
Yes.
that want curling iron curls. Like the look that they want is done with a curling iron, but they insist it's a perm, and it's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
fuck you.
Oh
go
my
away.
God.
Yeah,
see?
yeah.
How can
But-
you deal with those people that are like, no, I want it like
Yeah,
this?
right.
And they try to tell you how to do your job.
And you know what the results are going to be. So you
Yep.
try to tell them
Right.
and they said
Yep.
no, and then they're not happy. It's like, oh
Yeah.
man.
And now that I have my own place, I can just say, I
This
think
is what
you
I-
might
yeah,
want
yeah.
to do that somewhere
Yeah.
else, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so when I opened up my business, I had one lady that I don't mind doing perms on. She's actually probably my first ever request from when
Oh,
I
wow.
first started.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she's been with me for almost 21 years now. And so I was going to keep her and not do any other perms. But then this boy that I've been doing a mullet to says, hey, can you perm my hair? And I'm like, yes, this looks awesome.
my
It's gonna be so
God.
cool. Don't tell anybody I
no,
did your perm.
yeah. Those are totally coming back now.
Oh, that's
Everybody's going to be
fun.
wanting them.
Yeah, so like if it's fun, I'll do it. But if it's just one of those,
I didn't
you
even know that
Yeah.
people still got perms. Like, I thought that really died out.
Yeah, some people just do it because they need the volume in their hair.
Yeah.
But then there
I should
are
get a perm.
some little old ladies that get the the perms and the roller sets still
Yeah.
because they've been doing that for a million years.
Yeah.
So many years ago, someone told my mom that my hair was like not tame, right? Because it just does naturally curly hair just does whatever the hell it wants every single day. So someone told her, give her a perm, and
Oh
then
my
the curls
God.
will Absolutely not. Do not do that. That is
What's your
the
opinion on
worst.
that,
So
Annie?
not only go
I
ahead.
had the same situation when I was
You
little.
have curly hair,
I have
yes.
curly hair, and my grandma was a beautician.
Oh, shit.
And so she told my mom that I should get a perm just on the sides to make sure that
what the hell?
sure that all my curls are even
Oh,
and they
God.
all look the
Yeah.
same and stuff. It did not work.
I had an
It was
afro.
not.
I had an afro. It did not matter what I did to it. I had an afro.
my
And then the
God.
cut was so bad that I looked like from like the Cosby Show. You know how they
it's
wear
so
like their
funny,
hair like that
yeah.
where it's like short in the front and it was just all curly. I couldn't believe it. It was like the worst 7th grade
was a
life
mullet.
ever.
Right.
It was a
It was a
mullet.
mullet, but curly. Yeah, but everywhere. Like Soul Glow, you know, from Coming to America. That's what I looked like.
my
And the more
gosh.
product I put on it, the
Oh,
worse it
God.
looked because then
Yeah.
it was just like, it was terrible. It was the only time I
And
did
you
it.
know what wasn't popular yet?
What?
Messy buns. So you couldn't
Oh.
even
So
do a
I
messy
couldn't-
bun.
yeah.
It didn't exist
Right.
yet.
Yeah, it's true. I
I'm
couldn't
going to
pull
say
it up.
I've always had messy buns.
Yeah.
I made that come to light.
Have you turned people away that you know they've bleached their hair, darkened their hair, bleached, and then they came in and said, "Well, it's not really working for me, but I need you to, you know, bleach it
Fix
again."
it.
Or
Yeah.
like, how? You know what? Actually, a very good question on that as well is how do you know? Can you explain when Okay, hold on. Let me back up even more here.
No problem.
People lie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
During the pandemic, they probably used box colors, which is fine because we had to
to do
cover
what you
the
had to
gray.
do,
Some
yeah.
people just went natural and said F it, and some people like wanted
Yeah.
to do the box and cover it up. Now you're back, people are back, and they come to you and say, "No, I didn't do anything last year," but you can see it. How do you know? Can we talk about that?
Sure. I feel like I haven't had anyone lie to me about that.
Oh, that's
Good.
good.
Everyone that usually comes to me and that started coming to me has said and been honest that they started using box color. Like, what else can they do?
Right.
Yeah,
That
okay,
was their
okay.
attitude. However, before the pandemic, there were people that would lie about it, lie
Yeah.
about what's on their hair. No, they've never done those fun colors. It's been 6 years. But if your hair is like 2 feet long
Right.
and you want that brown hair blonde,
Yeah.
if you've done those funky colors within the last 6 months or even longer than that, you're going to see it in there. Once
Right.
you put bleach on there, you're going to see all of the hair's history in there.
Yeah, you'll see
Yeah.
You
like
can't-
pink or blue or green, whatever, right? Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So if you do like those fun colors, like the pinks and the purples
Yeah.
and greens and stuff like
Yeah.
that, those just kind of coat the cuticle of the hair. The normal permanent colors, the like regular natural looking colors, pass through the cuticle
Oh.
and like change your chemical makeup in your hair.
Right.
Oh,
So
okay.
because the one is staining the cuticle, the other one's going right through, totally ignoring that color.
Yeah.
So it ends up looking like if
Like
you're doing your hair brown,
spotty.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be brown with a little tint of whatever that fun color
Right,
was.
right.
It
And
doesn't get out.
Do they act surprised? Like, oh, I can't believe it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
they try to
some
blame
people-
you, or do they just say, yeah, I must have been from before? Or
I've never had anyone like confess in a way where they're like, yeah, I'm sorry I lied. It was more like, oh, I can't believe that's
Yeah.
still there.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're like,
Okay.
bitch, I told you. So have you ever had anybody like sign a disclaimer, like because you know it's
Oh,
not going to
yeah.
work, but they want you to do it anyways?
I've had people sign disclaimers in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
because you just weren't sure,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
And I would never get it to a point where it was damaged
Right.
or it looked hideous or anything. I would
Yeah.
Right.
only ever bring it to a point where it still looks decent.
Yeah.
But this is as
Yeah.
far as we can go before this shit happens.
Yeah.
yeah,
So, I just think that disclaimers are good.
Yeah.
yeah,
But I try not to fuck anybody's hair up. if I
yeah.
can
Well, of
help it,
course
you know?
not. Have
Do you
Go ahead.
No, you go
We
ahead.
have so many hair
I know.
questions, don't we?
I was just
We've
wondering
been
about
looking
lice.
forward to this.
I was wondering about lice.
Go for it.
Ew.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
right.
I would freak out.
Yeah.
Have you freaked out?
No, I've never freaked out.
I would freak
so
out.
like, yes, inside I'm freaking out, right? But you have to stay calm in front
Right.
of like if there's a waiting room full of people.
Yeah.
Do
You
you,
don't
want
wanna
them to
freak
know what
them
you're
out?
Do they want to see a stylist freaking out before they get their hair cut?
Yeah.
No. So you just kind of politely, and I check every single person, and you wouldn't even know that I'm checking
Right.
because as I'm like combing the hair, if I see a little white speck of anything, I literally just kind of pet the hair a little bit with my pointer finger. And if it moves, cool, we're
Ew.
good.
Yeah,
No,
if it's stuck.
if it moves, then that means it's nothing.
Yeah.
If it's stuck there, then
Ew.
you want to double check and then
Ew.
you want to
Yeah.
like investigate.
You know
and
what?
stuff.
That makes
Yeah.
me think about how many times people have like I said, I've
Well,
never
they have you
had
sit in the chair
one
first.
hairdresser.
Let's take a
right.
look and talk about
Yeah,
stuff
so what do you want to
first.
do with your hair?
Yeah,
And
it's
they're, like,
because they're
combing
looking at
through
your
it.
bugs.
Right? Yeah, if they're a good stylist, they're checking you for bugs for
Yes.
sure.
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
it all
that's
makes
so funny.
sense now.
It does.
Yeah, it all
does.
makes sense now.
But no,
like,
we do want to feel like the texture of your
Texture.
hair
Of
and how
course,
much hair you
yeah.
have and stuff like that.
But we know
Yeah.
it's because of bugs.
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
I will say every time I go to get my hair cut, I usually wash it before I go to get it cut, but
Yeah.
it goes in a bun. And then they're like, "Oh, you're here for a trim?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I pull my bun out and they go, "Oh my God, where was all that hair?" Like my bun is always like so tiny because my hair's like so thin.
You have a
Like,
lot of it though.
I've
yeah.
been told I have thin hair, but I have a lot
Yep.
of thin hair.
Okay.
Does that make
Yep,
sense
that makes
to you?
sense.
Yeah.
Total
Really?
sense. Yep.
Never made sense to me.
Yep.
All right, can we go back to the bugs real
Yes.
quick?
Sure.
So you have someone that it doesn't move, the white speck, and you're like, okay, crap, we have lice here. Do you take them to the bowl, or do you
No.
say you're out, or do you just kind of whisper like, you're dirty, get out?
So
Hey, dirty bitch, get out of here. But actually, lice like clean hair, right?
yes,
correct,
they do. They
correct.
like if you put product in your hair every day, you will probably most likely never have a problem with lice.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they like the clean stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I used to work in a salon that was right next to my husband's job. He worked at Walgreens.
Yeah.
And so I would help the customer as much as I possibly legally
Right.
could.
Right.
And I would just say something along the lines of, there's nothing more I can do for you today.
Yeah.
However, if you go over to Walgreens
Yeah.
right next door,
Yeah.
they do have, I can't ever remember what it's called.
Rid? Isn't it Rid?
Rid or Rit or something
Yeah.
like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Isn't Rid though the like bug spray for the houses or something?
No,
so I
that's
get
Raid.
the two. Okay. All right.
But
So
Rit,
yeah.
Rit is closed eye. You don't
Yeah.
want to tell.
Yeah, see, so that's where I'm like, so that's why I would always say you can go right over to the
Yeah.
pharmacist and
And
ask
ask
them what
Okay.
you need for lice, and they will show you.
Yeah.
They have no problem showing you.
How
And,
many people? Oh, sorry.
And they're not. I'm like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Okay.
They like clean hair. I
Yeah.
always point
Okay,
that
that's what I
out.
was just
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've never had the issue of someone being like bitchy to me about
No.
not being able to serve.
They're probably
them.
shocked.
Yeah, shocked
Like, oh,
and like,
fuck.
oh my, like bad mom vibes, like they
Yeah.
just feel so guilty this happened to their kid or they
Yeah.
let it happen or whatever. But I know that other stylists have said that they've had attitude about it.
I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah, so there's certain stylists that can just like subtly clean up and take care of business, and then there are certain stylists where you're not gonna fucking tell them that there was somebody in here with lice
Yeah.
5 minutes before they get here for their shift,
Right.
because it's gonna be miserable for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
They're just gonna be freaking out the
Yep,
whole time.
they're gonna be itching. You'll have to check their
You're making
head a
me itch
million
right now.
times. It's awful, awful.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm itching right
I'm
now
itchy
just
right
thinking
now.
about it.
So then I would just
Everyone listening right now is scratching their
Are you
head.
getting itchy, guys? Check for those white thingies that don't
Just
go away
check.
when you touch them.
Yeah. And most of them are surprised. I'm sorry, that's what I was going to ask. So most of them
Yeah.
are like, what, are you serious? They've
Yeah,
been-
most of them are surprised. There have been actually early on in my career, there had been a dad that came in to shave his kids' heads because they couldn't get rid of the lice.
Oh no.
And someone had, I don't know, it might have even been me, I don't know. Someone had started the shave too, and then he made the comment, and then we just kind of in reverse were like, like
Oh.
we can't, sorry, we started, but we can't finish,
Yeah.
So I've seen on TikTok, because I always talk about TikTok, are you on TikTok?
I am.
Oh my
yeah.
God, I love TikTok.
Yeah.
There's these places, and they always seem to have like maybe like a European accent or something like that, where it's like lice places where you
Yeah.
go.
Yes,
to
there's
get
a
the
couple
lice
in
taken out.
Chicago,
Is
actually.
there really?
Yeah.
I didn't
Mhm.
even know they were
Oh
here.
my gosh, Micro
Ew.
Dirty Jobs. He went to a place and worked at
Ew,
one in
really?
Chicago for a day. Yeah.
Really?
I gotta look that episode
Yeah,
up.
for
because
sure.
It like
Yeah.
creeped me out so bad. And this girl that I see on the TikTok, she's like, man, no big deal. Like, how can you not?
Oh, like the
they're
employee, the
bad.
stylist?
Yeah. There's so many lice in their hair. And
Yeah.
I'm just, ugh.
Have you ever seen them crawling?
I have. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I was going to say that I'm pretty sure that every stylist at a young,
Yeah.
early in their career has probably seen it
Yeah.
and let it go.
Yeah.
Really?
You know,
'Cause
because
you
they're
don't know
so,
how.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't, you
know
don't,
how to tell the person.
you're not experienced enough to realize what it is that you're looking at.
Right.
So now whenever I am near a new stylist or something, I'm like, dude, Google it.
Yeah.
Check it out. Study what they look like.
Right.
So we never let
So
this
you know.
happen again.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't want to give all your
It's
customers
freaky.
lice, right?
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
Ugh.
Right.
Well, you,
Sick.
you don't want to get it either. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just crazy.
Yeah.
All
So,
right,
so I think that I could totally work at a place like that if my
Ew.
husband would be okay with me shaving my damn head.
Oh my
you
God.
know? If I could be bald, I could totally work at a place like that.
Do they shave their heads at this place?
I don't know.
No, but I'd have to. Otherwise,
yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
squirming
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff too.
yeah. Can't
I
imagine.
can't risk it.
Sick.
No.
So along those lines,
Yes.
how many weird heads are there? Like when you go to like
Oh my
split a
God.
hair, do you see like the scars and like is there
moles?
moles?
Have you ever
and,
found a
like,
tick?
Have you ever gone to like?
I have. I
yeah,
found a tick.
Ew.
in someone's hair. Wow.
Yeah, found a tick in someone's hair. Yeah. So everyone,
Like are people
It's like-
smelly?
Look at now she's looking at my
Yeah.
head because my head is weird shaped.
it's not weird shape.
She's like looking at me like, I bet that bitch shave her head. It's all
No,
lumpy
there's
and bumpy.
like some people when you get them to the shampoo bowl, it's like, wow, I didn't realize like someone's head could be that big. You know?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like, it's huge. I don't know how that happens. Poor mom,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
funny.
So, and then weird bumps and stuff. So, yeah, a lot of people have, the cysts and stuff that just keep coming back or whatever.
Do you ever
the-
accidentally like comb and like do you like
Oh, there-
apologize
yeah.
and like how do you
There have been times where like I think it's a
knot or
tangle.
something?
snag,
Yeah.
a tangle, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I'm sorry.
Oh, my
I thought I
God.
was hitting a tangle, so I kept going
They're
for
like,
it. You
that's
know,
my
Yeah.
lumpy head.
no, they're fine with it because I make it a joke. I'm like, oh, I thought that was a tangle, so I just kept going for it. Sorry about that. You know. So,
That's
but
crazy.
my husband for a little while got me hooked on the Dr. Pimple Popper.
Ew.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
can't watch it.
So do you do
Nope.
that too while they're in the seat? Do you like, hey, I'm just
No.
gonna numb you real quick and
No.
fix this?
No,
Oh.
no. So
I can't even watch it.
I would
can,
be,
I
I
love
would be
it.
watching it and it'd be fine, and I'd have to like squint a couple of times, like, dang, no. Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Well, then I realized that after a while, I'm seeing these kind of things on
Yes.
people's necks,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
because of what it looks like, I know exactly what's in there.
Ew.
And so I don't even watch the pimple popper
can't
thing
do it
anymore because I
anymore.
can see like a lot of people have stuff like around their hairline and behind their ears and
Yeah.
everything. So
I
Yeah.
sweat so much. I usually get one. It's gross,
I have
but
one
it just
mole
happens.
behind my ear.
Yeah, it just happens.
oh, my mom's got one right
Yeah.
behind her ear
Yeah.
there too. Yeah,
And it's like
Yeah.
it's not mole colored; it's just skin colored. It looks
Yeah.
like a
Oh, okay.
tumor.
Do you catch like people's ears and earrings and stuff too?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a
Jeez.
big time ear comber. Not the earrings.
Okay.
I did just snag one of my regulars. She had her eyebrow ring.
Oh my
in.
God.
She always has her eyebrow ring in. So I don't know what my problem was. I just
Yeah.
Snagged it.
hooked my comb right on there
Oh my
and
god, she like
yanked.
whips
and,
her
Oh,
head back.
no.
Oh, that's funny.
so,
That
yeah.
makes my legs
yeah, we
weak.
laughed
That's
about
funny.
that.
That's funny.
I still feel bad about that one.
I like that.
Oh, there was one time, this was probably like 10 years ago now. This girl, she had long hair like yours,
Yeah.
Cassie, and she got the industrial piercings
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
on both sides at the same time. So she didn't have an okay side to sleep on. So both of them were inflamed and infected.
Oh.
And she wanted to show them off. So she was going from a haircut, like hair down to her elbows,
Oh my god.
up to, it was the short and spiky up
Oh
and
my
around the ears, short and
God.
Oh,
spiky,
wow.
long in the front thing. And that was a nightmare because even just like the lightest little tap on the earlobe or anything, sent her
Anything, yeah.
cringing.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Oh no.
sure.
it was just,
She was all gross and infected. Gross.
yeah, how dumb is that to get
You
them
dump
both
some-
done at the same time?
What is that barbicide that you put?
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah,
bones in?
right? Like
Put
I
some
should
of
just
that
squirt it
there.
on her
Ah.
ears.
Yeah. Oh, ouch,
Right,
gosh.
Right. Longest haircut I have ever done.
Oh,
Because it just
really?
took forever because there was nothing I could do to make her more comfortable.
Oh gosh.
That's terrible.
And she had thick hair too.
Wow. How is it with kids?
Kids
Young
are
ones,
okay.
young ones that
Kids
move
are
around
okay.
a lot. They're
Some-
fine.
Yeah. I don't mind them. Their parents are usually a little worse than they are. So
Really?
yeah.
So you can handle the
Yeah.
kids that are moving around and looking around and they got their sucker and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I don't really. I'm not comfortable with with new people coming in with their kids, like if I already have parents as the customers and they want to bring their kids in, that's different. But
Yeah.
I just kind of don't want to do the new kids.
Yeah.
You know what I
Really?
mean? Like any new customers.
Because you don't know
Right.
how they are.
I would rather get to know the parents through their
Right.
appointments first
Right.
and then decide if I even tell anybody that I do kids cuts.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why
Here I am.
Yeah, I wonder why they wouldn't they would go to you for their kid instead of where they
Right,
go. But I
right.
don't know.
Maybe they don't go anywhere like me.
Oh, maybe that's true. That's true
Go
because
once
you
a
only
year
go once a
haircuts?
year.
I go
Yeah,
everywhere.
so it's
Yeah.
wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then I got hooked on watching ASMR on TikTok last night, and an hour later, I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I love it. My favorite is the dogs.
Not ASMR though.
Yes, the dog's eating and they're like,
Really?
That's just terrible.
but you know what? Okay, if it's a human doing it, I can't stand it. But the dogs are so cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so. I just feel like it's very strange, but I couldn't let go.
It's
you
like a
know?
bad car
I'm like,
accident.
I should really be like putting my phone down and going to bed. And I'm like, wait, but what is she doing now?
One
and
more.
And this girl was like pretending to do your hair. So like
What?
with the camera set up, she had like a clip. That you would use, and then she would go across the camera and like act like she was brushing your hair and put a clip in, and then you could see
What
that she
the
would, and then she
hell?
would do it again.
Secretly putting clips in somebody's hair.
Like not like secretly, she was actually
She was
actually
like, the camera's right here, so she's pretending like she's doing
your hair,
Oh,
and so
that's
like people
fucking
were
weird.
like, people were like, ooh, goosebumps, and I'm just like, oh, this is so
Ew.
weird.
So
like if my kids
weird.
walked in or something, they'd be like, Mom, what are you doing? Like
It's-
what are you
it's like
watching?
New age porn.
So weird.
I wonder
couldn't look
though
away.
if those are like harnesses that they wear because I watch a lot of hair videos where it looks like it's
Oh.
first person view or whatever.
Yes.
Oh.
And so who's
Yeah.
holding the camera
Yeah.
right there to make it look like
Maybe it's like a GoPro
oh,
that
yeah.
they wear on their head or something.
Oh,
Oh,
I
right.
don't know. Well, she wasn't doing her own hair. She was like pretending to do your hair.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
it's
don't.
fucking
But I
weird.
get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was very strange. Then they kept asking her if she was going to do shaving cream, and she's like, "I'm not doing shaving cream. Stop it. I only do shaving cream when I get to 1,000 viewers." I'm like, "What
my
is this stuff? What are you talking about?" Then she
I
was
don't
like,
do my own shaving cream. Fuck you.
"Exactly. I'll be right back."
I do like the shaving cream in the cracks and they shove their foot in it. Have you
What?
seen that?
No. There's just a whole.
I'm way deeper into TikTok.
You
than
are.
guys.
Oh my
The
gosh.
dad pranks where like the mom and the kid team up and
Yeah.
the mom tells the kid, to go clean something and the kid's like, fuck you, mom.
Yes.
And then you record the
And the
dad's
dad's
reaction.
like, son of a
Oh
bitch,
It is
I'm
so
gonna beat
great,
your
yeah.
ass.
Oh
And they're
my
like, it's just
gosh.
It's a
a joke.
prank, it's a
just a
joke.
joke.
Oh my gosh.
Don't kill her kid. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
I save TikTok for my days off when I probably have some chores I could be doing.
Yeah, right, but it's so
nothing,
much better
like,
to see what everybody else is
detrimental
doing.
to
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
So, or when I'm like trying to waste time, like
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a specific time, then I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, TikTok is the way to go.
Yeah.
Time
It
flies.
kills so
You know,
much
actually, I
time.
do watch a lot of hair.
Do you?
Yeah, TikToks, like the different braids that they do,
Oh,
or
yeah.
the
Ooh,
fades.
I love the braids,
You know,
yeah.
the shaves and stuff. Do you
Yeah.
do fades and all that kind of, all
Yeah.
that fun stuff? That's
Yeah.
I like to watch that, and I love them putting extensions in. We were talking about putting extensions
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
you know,
let's
they
talk
do
about
the
your
Oh, yeah,
inserts.
the
I used to,
inserts.
I used to wear them all the time because my hair never grew.
Yeah.
and it just wasn't thick enough. It's
I've
way
seen-
better now. It just doesn't grow.
I've seen pictures of you with long hair and it's weird.
It is weird
Because you've
yeah.
always had pretty short hair
Yep,
since I've known
yep.
you.
It
you
just
know?
doesn't grow. So, but yeah, so I watch all those kind of videos too, where it's just all the different techniques. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like how 4 or 5 different people can put in different braids.
Yeah.
You know, or
Right.
different
Yeah.
extensions, or the different ways of doing extensions.
I always try to do
or-
the braids that they show, but like I said, I have very thin hair, so it's like never looks as good.
Yeah.
And I'm an everyday washer, which I know you'd probably yell at me
Oh,
for,
yeah.
but
No, everybody's hair type is different.
Yeah.
so
I
that's
can't
like
not
a-
wash it. It gets
yeah.
all greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
yeah.
I can go a few days without washing mine because mine's dry as hell and it's
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can tell that you should be washing your hair every day. Otherwise, you're
to.
going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
I can't handle
In
it.
other words, she's calling you greasy.
I'm dirty bitch.
No, I don't. You would
You're not
be
gonna get any
uncomfortable if you
lice.
didn't.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be
And they're
uncomfortable.
like, oh, well, you just have to do it for a while and your hair will get. I
No,
can't get past it.
Because then
No.
it gets buildup on it,
Yeah.
and then it's scummy.
Yeah.
And you don't know it because you're used to it.
Yeah.
Because you were told that you
Yeah.
would get used to it, which
Yeah.
you did.
I see people that are like, oh, yeah, I haven't washed my hair for 8 days. And I'm like, how?
Yeah. That's Julia,
How?
especially when she was blonde. My daughter
Yeah.
was that platinum blonde
Yeah.
for a long time. She would go days, and she didn't smell or anything. I
what's
would
her
freak.
What's her
Shy
natural hair
shampoo.
color?
it's pretty dark brown.
Dark.
Yeah. So
yeah.
so you are really damaging your hair with
Yeah.
that bleach. So it's super dry and it could absorb way more oils than your natural brown hair would.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, for her anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, she could probably go.
She did. Yeah,
quite a
she
few
did.
days.
Hell.
She,
Mhm.
yeah.
I kind of wish I could go a couple days without washing my hair.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't. I work out almost every day and I just sweat. It would
Yeah.
I smell,
Yeah.
if I left it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, do
Yeah.
you do beards and stuff as well? Or is it just all on the top?
I don't do like those nice chiseled,
Yeah,
the really trendy thing that's going
Yeah.
on with beards right now. I don't do those. I thought about taking some classes to get it figured out, but
Yeah.
no, I'm too much of a wuss right now.
Are you?
Yeah. To just
And
touch
then-
someone's face,
Well,
is it? Or just to make
no,
sure it's
like-
lined?
If you
Like
mess
I
it
can
up,
do a little trim. Yeah, if I
Yeah.
mess it up, like
if you mess it up, like that person will never forgive you.
right. And
'Cause
so
beards
I
are
Beards
don't
are
mind-
life.
Yeah.
I don't mind lining people up and just like
Oh,
cleaning
yeah.
it up a little
Sure,
bit.
sure.
But those extreme kind of things going on, and a lot
Yeah.
of those, when you show pictures of those are actually like blown out with a
Yes.
round brush
Yeah.
and a
yes.
blow dryer.
Yeah.
And I don't have customers that would do that with their beards,
Yeah.
but I do have the customers that want that look
Right.
without the work. And I'm like,
Right.
no, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't do beards.
They just show you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it when people are like, show you a picture and you're like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
Right,
Let's
right.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about cuts, colors, how it's not going to look good on that person, but they're, they have really curly hair, but they're showing you a stick straight,
Yeah.
hair,
I want J
hairstyle.
Lo's
how-
straight hair.
Oh,
or
right.
yeah.
Jennifer
Can we talk about
Aniston.
that?
Yeah, well, I explained too. It kind of goes along the same lines as the perm stuff. Like some
Yeah.
people are looking at curling iron pictures and wanting a perm, and it's the same thing. It's the way you style it. So I can give anybody the haircut of that picture, but it's all about how you
Right.
style it. If you want to style it, how much time do you have to make it look like this in the picture?
Right.
Yeah.
And if somebody's got super wavy hair and shows me a picture of super straight hair, I'm like, that's really pretty. Do you use a straight iron?
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I get it out there real
Yeah.
fast right away.
So it
they
sounds
can
like you're
start
willing to work
understanding.
with them, though.
Sure. Yep.
Like, yes, I can do that cut. I can make it look like that when you leave today. Can
But you
you
gotta
maintain
put in the
it?
work.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
put in the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the biggest thing is the proper shampoo and conditioner for
Yeah.
the look you're going for, especially hair colors and stuff like that.
Because like I use Suave.
And if you wanted your hair those really pretty like red and orange, fall colors
Yeah.
that are really trendy, or even the chunky highlights like we were talking about, you can't use Suave.
Can't use
They
Suave.
won't last.
yeah.
Not in my
She's like,
rust
you're
water.
going to ruin my work.
Yep.
My chunky highlights turned into
Brass.
I was
Yeah,
gonna-
like
color
orange.
of my shirt,
Sure.
copper
Yeah.
streaks.
Like copper, rusty.
Oh my
Terrible
god, terrible
water.
water. Yeah,
Terrible water.
yeah.
So what's the most popular colors and what's the trends right now? I know you just kind of mentioned the earth tones or whatever, but is that what it is?
Yeah, so this fall I'm getting a lot of people asking for reds, not
Yeah.
necessarily natural looking reds, but like the
Mm.
mahogany and the purpley reds and some like
That's fun.
like colors that fade into each other. So red into lime green all of a sudden
What?
and some yellows and
Wow.
oranges. So
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, like fall leaves, like
you can
peak
do that.
season. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
could do that.
god.
Those are usually like long sessions. That's
Yeah.
like spend all day in the chair with me and I can get
Yeah.
that done for you. But that's really popular right now.
That's crazy.
And then there's a lot of purple that I do. I do
Yeah.
a lot of purple, a lot of highlights.
The bright purple or the deeper?
Yeah, like bright purple.
bright
Yeah.
purple.
Yep,
Yeah.
like the bluish purple violet.
That's what I
I feel
had.
like-
A couple years ago, I
so
had that.
we had when we were growing up, cherry Coke, I would always call it.
Yeah.
Was like that burgundy color
right.
that everybody had, you know?
Mhm.
Pretty sure I dyed
I
my
even
hair
tried
like
that.
too.
I even tried that. It looked terrible. It did work with my green eyes,
Yeah.
Oh,
but
right.
then I go back and look at pictures. I'm like, oh, it was terrible with my skin color. Terrible.
I think
And I tried
every-
bangs once
every
during
hair
that
color
time.
when we're in high school was terrible
Yeah.
for our skin color.
With our caked on foundation and
Right?
really
Lip
weird
liner.
eyeliner.
Oh
Yeah, lip liner.
gosh, crazy.
And our stacked tank tops and polos.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so funny.
So clientele, you have more female or male?
Female.
You have more female.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I have a lot of colors now. Before I went on my own, it was mostly haircuts, and it was probably an even amount of men and women,
Oh, okay.
mostly haircuts. And then as soon as I went out on my own, though, I don't know, maybe it's just my social media or something.
Yeah.
Lots of colors are coming in.
What
So
is your social media?
Annie M. Carly. It's my, middle initial.
They can just go on
Yeah.
Clopen
Yeah.
and find her because
Right.
she's
Oh,
we're on there.
yeah.
We follow her. She follows us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm,
Facebook
mhm.
and Instagram are Annie M. Carly.
And
Yeah.
we'll share all your stuff all week long too. So yeah, people
Fun,
will be able to find
thanks.
you.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So you post. Can you describe your posts because it's like 3 different panels, right? You have like
Yeah,
the
and-
person's picture in the middle, but then like what they
Oh,
were
right,
going
like the
for, or
collage
like
that I
she does like
make?
a collage. It's really really
Oh,
neat.
Okay.
You can tell that was what
Yeah.
they intended.
You know what? I'm
or-
terrible about Instagram. I never go on Instagram.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I'll get a notification that you liked 50 of our things. I'm like, first of all, I need to stop posting so much, and
so
second,
funny.
you need to get on Instagram more.
Yeah, so what I like to do is a front back picture, a back picture, and then like a zoom in on the color.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that's what just different angles
me
of
see
it.
one.
And then
Let me see it.
That's fun
So
because
she
then she's
likes
got the
to-
fun short
Oh,
hair.
and then she's got like the
got the
shapes in the
shaved
back.
design in the back.
Mhm.
So you went to like straight up cosmetology school, right?
Yep.
So did Meredith's daughter.
Yeah,
And Meredith's daughter is like, I do not want to do hair.
hates it.
What made
hates it.
you do hair?
hair is the thing that I've wanted to do my whole life.
Oh, okay.
I remember I probably wasn't even 4 years old when I knew I wanted to be a
Really?
beautician. Yeah. Yep.
Shit, I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up.
No.
Right? So I need to have my son listen to this because I feel like my husband and I have done him a little bit of a disservice because
Yeah.
we both are in our dream jobs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my son he's a senior this year.
I was just
Oh
gonna
my
ask how old he
gosh.
was. Yeah.
He's 17. He's a senior, and we just went for our first college visit Monday.
Mhm.
But he's still like he doesn't know
I
what
don't
he
know what
wants
I
to
wanna
do
be
with
when I
his
grow
life.
up.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're a kid. Calm down. It's okay.
It's so weird nowadays,
Yeah.
though, too, because
There's so much pressure.
we have
There
no
is.
idea which way the world is going to go
Yep,
either.
That's true.
Are we going back to the Stone Age,
Yeah.
or are we going hyper forward in
Right.
technology? We have
Right.
no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I think about people our age who went to college.
Why didn't you point at me? I'm just kidding.
People our age in this room?
Fine, I'm the old lady.
But they went to school for, computer stuff. I'll just say computer stuff, computer
Right.
technology. And then they couldn't find any jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's like, we thought this was going to be a huge demand for this stuff. Companies aren't going that fast, So, yeah, tell your kid, don't worry,
Right. Yeah.
I always say, what would you love to do, whether you got paid or not, and then have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what
So
I
if
think
building
too.
Legos is what you would love to do, getting paid or not, there are people out there who professionally build Legos. You know
Yeah.
what I
Or
mean?
you could go on to that show
Yeah.
too and
Yeah.
hope for
Yeah.
the best.
Freshen up on
What is that, Lego
Minecraft.
Masters. Yeah.
Right.
And like a bunch of people our age also went for computer games, making, designing games, well, there's only so much demand for that, which
That's true.
I guess it's a lot, but
Mhm. Go with what you love.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
And if you can't find a job in that, then always have a backup plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always say too, like, sometimes you don't have a dream job.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Yeah, it
your
doesn't
dream
happen for
is
everybody.
to travel. So working is what gets you to that.
Exactly.
I feel like I
agree
was
with
like
that
that.
100%.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was
Yeah.
lost. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah. Me
You know?
neither. Me neither.
Like I guess I could say this was my dream.
Yeah.
Was this.
Yeah,
You know,
for
but it was
sure.
because of what I did before that we have these stories.
Right.
But now I do feel like that this is kind of a dream of mine. Like I
Yeah.
want to do this,
See,
So
you
but
had to work your whole life to get the experience in order to have this.
to have a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
My dream is to travel the world and like not have to work, or
Right.
be able to travel to different countries and just like stay in hostels and work odd jobs and I don't care. I'll learn
I was
how
gonna
to
say
Yeah.
brothels.
brothels.
I was just talking to one of my
that's fine.
customers about that yesterday. Like she's in the service industry, so like
Yeah.
she's been serving tables and
Yeah.
waiting for the kids to get out of the house so
Yeah.
she can go
Do
travel.
something. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I said, well, that's what's nice about your industry. Like you can
Right.
you can just go bartend a couple of days,
Right.
have that cash, and make sure you got a PO box. They can send you the
Yeah.
checks in
Yeah.
the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you have your own chair at the salon. So does everyone have different pricing, or does the owner of the salon make?
Everyone's got their own pricing.
Okay, so people are just coming to you. They don't care about anybody
Yeah.
else around
Right,
them. Okay,
right.
okay.
Yep. They care for the fun conversation we all
Right.
have
Oh, of
together,
course,
Right.
of
but
course.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
coming to see
Yep.
you. And,
So-
okay.
There's 4 other businesses in the salon that I
Okay.
work at. So they're all different. It's like a little salon mall, I
Right.
guess you could say.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And then do you all come together for advertising or for anything?
No,
do you,
all that. So we all have our name and number on the window, and that's it. So any
Oh.
advertising is up to whoever.
Okay, so you
to
do your
each
own then,
individual.
which is it's your Instagram or socials
Yeah.
and everything else that you
Yeah.
want to do. It's all just you. Wow, that's neat. That's very neat.
Yeah.
I guess it's like Julia. She's
Yeah.
on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got her
Right.
own stuff. So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
very good.
What other questions do I have for you?
What's the most popular haircut that
Mullet?
you do?
Oh, right now
Mullet.
it's
Yeah.
the shag is back.
Oh,
shag.
So like so it's just like really short layers, and it all just kind of
Yes.
flips out, and the shoulders.
Oh,
and
I
it
know what
all
you're
just
talking
kinda-
about. Like
yeah.
Three's Company, didn't they used to wear
Sure,
their hair
yep.
like
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they
Okay,
would-
I got
they
it.
would curl it back.
All right,
away
I'm
from
totally
their
thinking of
face.
something else,
Yeah.
which doesn't
Yeah, but
surprise any of
right
our
now
listeners.
they leave it all shaggy. They don't actually
Yeah.
do the flip out. If
Yeah.
it happens, it happens.
So
but
that's what's real popular, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm
that's
doing a lot of
70s, 60s, or 70s.
So have you tried any of those tricks where you take the t-shirt and you tuck your hair up into it and you sleep with it wet like that, and then when you wake up it's like perfectly curled?
No, but I've done like I understand that how that works, and
Yeah.
it does work for
Does
some
it?
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like if you go to bed with your hair wet in a braid, take the
Right.
braid out, and then it's
all
all wavy.
crimpy,
So it's
yeah.
the same idea.
So
I wouldn't be able to sleep with a t-shirt
No.
on my head.
Yeah, yeah.
so my hair is literally like so straight that even like if I have a braid in it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, if I take it out the next morning or whatever, but then by the end of the day it's flat again.
Yeah.
Like that's how straight and like
Right. Yeah, you've got
Why does that
really
happen?
thin, fine hair, but you've got a lot of it. So
straight.
Why
It's
do
just
some
stubborn.
hair keep curl and some don't?
it's just the different hair types. Everyone's got a different
the
hair type.
anatomy of my
And
hair.
you're all natural too, right? So
Yeah.
you don't have any.
I don't dye my hair.
So
yeah.
what I've noticed is that the more you beat the shit out of your hair, like you put chemicals in it
Yeah.
and you bleach it and stuff, the more it'll cooperate. So
Damn it.
you got to show
That's why
your
mine
you got to show your
cooperates.
hair who's
Did
boss.
you ask if I'm natural? Because you could see all my grays, huh?
No, I can't see any grays in this lighting, but
There's a lot there.
Stop it.
you've never colored your hair, right?
No. I mean, I did, when
Yeah.
I was younger a few times.
But it's probably all
Okay.
done. It's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
out.
I had
Yeah,
a couple,
right.
like a couple friends that went to cosmetology school. So one of my girlfriend's sisters was going to school there, and I would go and be her model.
Yeah, okay.
So that was cool. I got a
I
couple.
forgot
free,
that there
you
was
know.
one there.
She would always, because they did it cheap. Like it would only be like maybe $30
Yep.
for an all over color. And she would just be like, hey, if you come be my model, I'll pay for it. You just have to come,
Yeah, so they can get the hours in.
Yeah.
Right?
So then I remember one person that we knew. Okay, I don't. I'm not going to name her, but she worked for Mario Tricosi,
Okay.
and she was picking me up at 8 a.m. to be her model. It was for like one of her finals.
8 a.m. Fuck that.
I know. And I had gotten arrested the night before for underage drinking.
8 a.m. Fuck that.
So, like, by the time my mom was able to bail me out, it was like 7. And I was like, we got to fucking cruise back to the house.
Oh my
I
gosh.
literally just like, my mom dropped me off. I got in the car with her and I'm going, right? So she has like a teacher like watching her and she's doing this cut and color and everything on me. And I just keep falling asleep in the chair.
Oh,
Yeah.
But she worked there. You know what I
Sure.
mean? She got the job.
That
they
means,
were like,
that means
that
that
dumb
she had you so comfortable. And
Yeah,
I bet you her instructor
exactly,
was
yeah.
so impressed.
yeah, totally. I totally didn't get arrested the night before.
No.
Totally didn't reek like booze walking into that place.
there's so much to you that I just don't know. And the
Stop
more we talk
it.
every week, the more I learn.
Stop it. I was a good kid.
Do you have people that fall asleep in your chair?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a time where this lady we had so much fun doing the highlight and the cut. And then when it came to the blow dry,
She was just like,
let's not talk. Let's not talk during a blow dry because
Yeah.
I can't hear what you're saying
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, yeah.
So that was nice. I think we had already had that conversation, so she was quiet. And she was nodding in a weird direction.
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand. I didn't think that she was falling asleep. So
That's funny.
I told her, I'm like, if my blow dryer is too hot, just yell at me, let me know. And she's like, okay. And then she kept like, it was almost like a jerk.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay, she didn't say anything, but I must have burned her. So I turned it down lower. And then it happened again. So like I turned it, I didn't think that she was falling asleep. So the blow dry took like so much longer than usual. And then we were done and she loved it. She's like, I'm so sorry, I was falling asleep. I'm like, oh, that's what
what
was
it was.
happening.
That's why you were jerking around in the
Yeah,
chair.
yeah. I don't know why I didn't think that it was that she could have possibly be falling asleep. But yeah, and then I've had my sister-in-law fall asleep while I'm trying to put highlights in her hair. That was
That's
a lot
where
of
I would fall
fun.
asleep. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's difficult because you're weaving the hair in tiny little sections.
Right.
You've got this foil underneath, and you have to have that hair nice and smooth and straight on
Yeah.
that foil. And so if her head is right here and she goes like that, then
Yeah.
all
Moving
of that
forward
bleach
or
goes up
Yeah.
it goes forward too and off the foil.
Oh,
that's
gosh.
But she had a long day at work the day before, so I just dealt with it and gave her a hard time later.
Yeah. Good for you.
So let's talk safety. Have you like cut your fingers, or have you had people
Yes.
pass out, or have you had people
I was gonna say
get
you
hurt?
probably got
Like,
calluses here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My latest thing is my cuticles on both of my ring fingers are constantly torn up because of the way I hold the nozzle for the shampoo bowl
Oh.
and where my scissors lay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm constantly cutting myself on my knuckles and stuff, and I'm used to it. But whenever a customer notices, because I just say, hold on just a minute, I'll be
Gotta
right
get a
back.
Band-Aid,
Yeah.
And then I come back and I'm still putting the Band-Aid on right in front of them because
Yeah.
Yeah.
no big
Right.
deal. They're
right.
like, oh, what did you,
Oh my
are you okay?
God, yeah.
Is everything okay? You cut yourself? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, it's fine.
Have you ever
Yeah,
had to get
right.
stitches because it was so deep, or no?
I think there was probably a couple of times where I should have.
Yeah.
But
Just super glue that
My
shit
friend
together.
says that. My
Yeah.
friend, she likes to beat up her fingers pretty good. She's got V's everywhere.
Oh my
Like she's
God.
got V's everywhere. She
Yeah.
probably should have gotten.
Jesus.
It's just the way
Right.
that she cuts. I think she puts her
Yeah.
hands like angles
Yeah.
them, and she's like
Yeah.
pointing the scissors towards
Right.
the other hand.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't do that. Well, of course, I pick my fingers all the time, so it probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
matter.
do.
But
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're supposed to not really cut past that middle knuckle there
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
but it doesn't matter. You still just end up
Yeah.
and then like point cutting, you're just kind of it
Yeah.
just happens. You can't avoid it all the
That's
time.
crazy.
So let's talk about like the most angry a customer's gotten with you, which
Oh,
I can't
Lord.
imagine that they did because you're so professional. I'm sure you've talked through it all.
Thanks.
But what if you did like everything that you possibly could and they still weren't happy, even though it turned out the way they told you? Has that ever happened?
Yeah, situations of like that have happened. Not so much. It's because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. We'll
Oh,
say.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So there's other people, other stylists that think that that things can be
Yeah.
done a specific way without looking in the hair first or
Right.
without
Mhm.
knowing the demeanor of the customer. And, some things can't be done with a squirmy, wormy person.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the hair type too. So when you got too many stylists that are butting heads with their ideas,
Yeah.
and some of them just
Just
happen
do it like
to,
this. And it's like, no, just do it like this. And
Right.
you're like,
So
get the
that
Right.
was
hell outta
years ago.
here.
You would work like tag team with, but now you're on your own, right? It's
well,
all on what you decide.
Yeah,
or?
it was. Yeah, it's all on what I decide. And like I said at the consultation, if they're showing me something that's outrageous,
You're gonna tell 'em that.
unrealistic. We'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, yeah,
outrageous
yeah.
is kind of rude, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Outrageous, I would think in hair is fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that would be like,
That's
wow,
when you
that's
get your-
outrageous.
That's when
Yeah,
you get your pink
right.
haircut. It's
Yeah,
outrageous.
exactly. But yeah, like out of what they probably
Yeah.
should be getting.
And
yeah.
I've had people come in knowing, I've got my menu of my prices that I show people when they first sit down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget to show that to them. But this one particular time I did
Oh,
not.
God.
And it was an old lady that wanted highlights, and she wanted a full highlight. And I explained to her the blonde she wanted would probably need a toner because of how
Oh yeah.
light she wants to
Mhm.
go. And so we did everything cut and blow dry, and she was loving it until I told her the price.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Even though I showed her like this is this, that's that, blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she came in a couple days later with her hair all up in clips, all twisted, all funky in tiny little sections and stuff, and was like, I still see my roots right here.
Oh my
and
God.
right here and right here.
Oh.
And I said, what would you like me to do? She's like, I don't know. I just paid this much money and I thought it
Yeah.
would be better than this. Like, I've never paid this
Stupid.
much before.
Stupid.
Okay.
See, that's why I don't get my hair dyed because I don't have that kind of cash.
yeah.
I save all my money for vacations.
Right. That's good. Vacation is good.
Yeah.
So Steve owns a painting company, and people do that to walls,
Right.
With like Post-its.
Right.
So this is funny that you're saying that she did it to her
Yes.
own hair,
Yes.
like because I've never heard that
I've heard
before.
horror stories.
I've
about
never heard that with
too.
Walt. So like a little
Look at
blemish
this,
on the
this nick
paint.
is still right here. I can
Oh,
see
wow.
Yeah,
this
they
should
do
have been sanded
Post-its.
down.
They'll take
Yeah.
Post-its. So he'll come back to the house and they'll say, "Oh, we just have some touch-ups. Grab your paint," and they will be everywhere,
Yeah.
like upstairs, downstairs, on. And not that they're bad.
Right.
They're not bad painters. I mean, he's been doing it
Right.
for I think he's
Yeah.
celebrating 35 or 36 years this
Right.
year. But it just is the picky customers. You know, like he even had one that took a mirror and like reflected it behind like a door jamb kind of where
Oh my
and she was like, "You got a
God.
little bit on the wood right here," even though they taped off, so he had to go with like a Q-tip.
Oh
and,
my
like and then
God.
sometimes he goes and grabs, like I used to paint, he would grab some of my small artist brushes knowing that the customer was going to
Was gonna be that picky.
that picky to get like in between like
Shut
the itty
the
bitty wood
frick
and the
up.
I mean, you know,
I would never.
yeah, I mean they're
But I'm
good,
also
like,
the
and I-
type of person that would try to paint my own kitchen and fuck
of
it up real
course,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
And then you would need the professional,
Yeah.
and then you'd just be super
And then I'd be
grateful
like,
that they
oh,
could
wow,
do it.
this
Yeah,
looks
beautiful.
way better than when I did it.
Yeah, right.
What, you didn't do the inside of the closet? Who cares?
Yeah, I
The door
know.
stays closed
Exactly.
anyways.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
So how many times have people come to you and said, "Please fix me"? I went to someone that, or you know, my cousin's training, or she's going
Yeah.
through school. Like, how often have you had to fix?
That's a good question.
There's been quite a few of those.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, at the beginning of my business,
After quarantine.
yeah, after
Yeah.
quarantine, I had a lot of that. They would go to another salon and then immediately come to me, and I would just try to explain to them, why don't you go back and at least get your money back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you know, go back and say how unhappy you are because you might be able to get a free service as where
Right.
you're just gonna pay
Pay
double
pay
for like a
double,
color
right.
correction from
Yeah.
me, you know?
Yeah.
So, but most people are uncomfortable going back
Yeah.
to places and
See, yeah, I've
complaining about
gotten,
it too.
you know,
So
I shouldn't say I've ever gotten like a bad haircut, but because I pretty much, my hair's been the same. You've known me for 30 years.
Yes.
It's
And
been
here,
the
once
same,
again,
you
you're
know?
not picky.
I'm not picky
Right,
either.
right.
Yeah.
So you maybe
But
someone
that's
else
why-
would notice.
Yeah, but that's why I don't do anything crazy. Because I'm
yeah,
like, what
right.
if I
Cut
hate
it straight
it?
across. Yeah.
What if I hate it and
what
then
if
I'm
you
going
hate
to
it?
hate
Or
them?
what if you find out that you're super picky?
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, right. Finally,
don't
she's
wanna
like, "I'm
be
gonna
that
go with that
person.
shag. I'm
Neither
gonna
do
go.
I.
I'm gonna go
Right.
with that
Yeah.
shag." And then all of a sudden, it's
And I'm going to be like, this is terrible.
it don't look like
uneven.
anything like this Chrissy from the '70s show or whatever.
Why is it all uneven on the sides?
Isn't that what you wanted? That's not what I wanted.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted Kitty's hair from that 70s show.
That perfect helmet head.
Can you explain to me what Kitty's hair was on that 70s show? Because I've always like.
I know that there's a
Is she the
story,
blonde?
So she's the
mom.
mom. Yeah.
Oh, she's the
with
mom.
squeaky voice.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, it's like perfect bowl, but then it's all curls.
Oh,
So that was her
but just the
first
front.
hairstyle. So the perfect bowl and the curls was her first hairstyle, and I think what it was a perm. So she would constantly
my
be getting a
God.
perm down here, and
And
then blow
brushing
out the
Oh.
top. Yeah.
so it started frying, and that was her real hair. So it started
Shut
frying the
up.
shit out of her hair. So they had to
Yeah.
figure out a different style, which is why they come up with the second hairstyle.
Okay.
I don't know
Okay.
where in the
Okay.
series that the hairstyle changes, but
Yeah.
they had to stop doing the perms to
That
her
is
hair.
so
Oh,
funny.
wow, I didn't know that.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. Because her hair was like just amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It was
I thought it
perfect
was
for the
cool.
times, you know? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now I can
pretty cool.
picture is it the daughter-in-law or the daughter with the blonde?
The blonde is the daughter.
She's got what
Yeah.
you were talking about with the bangs and the
Yes.
shag, right?
Yes.
Okay, what was her name?
I can't freaking remember her name.
She was like an airhead, right?
yeah, total airhead.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
the
know.
that's
I
the
can't think of
hairstyle
her
I'm
name.
picturing. I'll have to go back and look at Kitty. Or,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Kitty.
that's fun.
Yeah, the mom.
Do you do eyebrows and waxing and all that as well?
I do eyebrow, facial waxing.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna try and learn how to do the nose waxing.
Oh God.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
That looks like it hurts. But
I mean, is there really anything to learn? You just shove it up there and then
There's
pull it out. That's what it looks like to me.
There's a certain kind of wax to
Okay.
use, and that's where I get scared and like going up people's noses.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't want to mess that up and leave anything behind
Oh my
or get
God.
anything else stuck in there. I've watched videos where people have used Q-tips, and so you get the wax wound around the Q-tip,
Yeah.
and then you put it in the nose. And then they go to pull it out, and the
It's
stick
just the
comes out, but the
stick.
Q-tip
Oh my
and the wax is still stuck in
God.
there. Then what do you do?
Yeah.
I gotta.
Have you seen the
Definitely
videos?
wooden sticks, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The videos of the guys with the like they bic bald their heads and then they decide to get it waxed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like their whole head is covered in wax. And they just have to like peel it
Keep
up.
pulling.
Peel it
Why
up.
would they
Yeah.
do that though?
I don't know. Why would you
Hmm.
do it like
I
that?
feel like that is just for the video.
Oh,
I don't
yeah. I was gonna say
know,
you're
like-
pulling all of your follicles
Yeah.
out and stuff. I can't
Yeah. Right.
imagine.
right,
Gross.
which it'll take longer to grow back. You know.
Yeah,
But
and maybe they want to keep it like that. I
the
don't
way
know.
I've learned how to wax, even on like large portions of the body, you go section by section.
Right.
Yeah.
You like take small. You know.
Right.
You don't do the whole head like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I do my mustache, then my beard, not all at once.
right.
Wouldn't that be funny? You just kind of do it all
Do a
at
goatee.
once,
Oh,
you know?
God.
Just do
This
a
is-
goatee.
Yeah. Which way would you want to rip?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think when Julia was practicing, I had her do like my upper lip.
Oh,
Like I don't have
God.
much hair,
Yeah.
but that was
Lucky.
enough for me.
I
like,
know,
oh
it
my
makes you
gosh.
cry.
And then she was training too, so she was like, pull half of it. I'm like, just
Oh
get it
my
over
gosh,
with.
yes. Oh, I can't handle that.
Just all the way.
I have to do my upper lip, and I don't do it as often as I should because it hurts
It
like hell.
hurts,
And I do
yes.
it myself because if somebody else does it, I'm screaming and crying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
You just have to do it at home
Like
in the
I'm really just
bathroom.
like pumping myself up. Like I
Yeah.
put the wax on and the strip, and then I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Doing like a
I can do
dance.
this. Like
The
I'm
things
warming
we
up
do
for
for
a boxing
beauty.
match. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh yeah, I don't like anything on my face. I
Oh,
don't like going to
that's
the
so
dentist. I don't like
funny.
waxing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, that's
terrible.
I don't even know how I got through her doing my
Yeah,
eyebrows.
You got
yeah.
the permanent eyebrows.
Yeah.
You
She,
do?
I
Yeah.
do. She's amazing.
that's
yeah,
nice.
she's from Schaumburg, not too
Okay.
far from here. Actually, she's
I
like
know they
on
look
the
good,
outside.
don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
You
I
would
don't do
never
anything
really
to
know.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Do you
I don't know
keep
how
your
I got.
brows on there. Like, do you get rid of your actual eyebrow hair?
No, it's a mix.
Okay.
It's a mix, but
It's
it
a
really,
mix.
it really did make a difference. Eyebrows make a
Yeah.
huge difference, don't
Yeah.
you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just,
I
didn't
color mine
real-
in every day.
You do.
That's what I do too.
I
I
have
use
to.
eyeshadow
You
to
have
get 'em
to.
in
Me
there.
and you have like lighter eyebrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
So,
like
we
nothing
have
to them if you don't
Yeah.
do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to wax mine all the time, like real thin, and so then they never grew back because I just don't grow hair, so I had to
Yeah.
get them done. But it makes a big difference. I look back at other at pictures,
Yeah.
and when I didn't do anything to them because it didn't matter, and I was like,
Right.
whoa, I just had like a 5 head.
Right.
You know, that's all I
Yeah,
looked like.
right.
It looked like I didn't have
You
anything.
look
So
like
now
Whoopi.
it makes it.
Whoopi has no
Yeah,
eyebrows.
yeah. So
You know what? When Todd and Erica got married and I had my makeup professionally done and they drew on my eyebrows, I've drawn them on ever since. then.
yes,
Yeah.
you just realize that it
Yeah.
really brings out your
Yeah.
Game
your eyes,
changer.
and it
Yeah.
is. It
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Mm-hmm. I got a quiz for you.
You do not. Yay! How do I get
You're
it?
always surprising her with quizzes.
I know. Is it going to tell me which hairstyle I am? Is it going to tell me if I'm a mullet?
One moment, please.
Are we going to have to take a survey?
What hairstyle describes your personality?
10 questions. It's a hairdressing quiz.
Oh, God. You might have to help me on this
So-
one, Amy.
You were really good at the bartender one. I don't
That's
know
because I
about
was
the
a
hair.
bartender for a long time. Shit. And I
All right,
drink
we'll
a
see
lot.
what happens here. You ready? A stylist would never cut hair using which of these implements? Pinking shears, scissors, clippers, razor.
Pinking shears. That's for sewing. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Annie's saying
That's
yeah.
true.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we'll see.
All right,
Next.
maybe
I didn't
will
know
do
what they
okay at
were.
this.
If a client with blonde hair wishes to color her hair dark, it says color. This must be, it's another European quiz,
Oh,
by the
okay.
way.
Okay.
Anyways, the stylist must pre-pigmentate her hair first. What color would be used to pre-pigmentate? And it's spelled totally weird. That's why I'm reading it weird.
Yeah.
Green, gold, brown, or red?
Why'd you say I'm so fast? You're trying to trick her?
Green, gold, brown,
Brown
or
or
red.
red.
I'm gonna go gold. Oh,
Yeah,
Annie's
okay.
shaking
Yeah.
her
All
head.
right, all right.
right,
Let's
okay,
see. It
I
doesn't
got
tell
this,
us
I
right
got
away,
this,
so
I
we'll
got
see.
this.
Oh.
Before coloring a client's hair, that's what it says, the stylist should do what? Consult with the client to see what the desired results should be.
Yeah.
Do a skin test to check for allergies.
No.
Take a detailed history of what has been used on their hair previously.
Yes.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I was like an
saying she's
allergy test.
right.
Meh.
Yeah, the allergy test is something you learn in beauty school, but I don't think there's a lot of places that implement that
No.
unless you specify, hey, I'm sensitive to
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
I've
I'm going to come back
perm.
to that. I have a question
I've
about
gotten
that.
perm before and it fucking burned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they burn.
They
burn.
burn.
They burn. They're chemicals. Just
Yeah.
chemicals, right?
Yeah.
If you're not sure how to describe the cut you want, what should you do? Bring a friend.
Definitely.
Let the hairstylist do what they want.
For
After
sure.
all,
Yeah.
they're better than
Yes.
you.
One day I'm going to win the lottery and then I'm going to pay people to let me do whatever I want to their hair.
This is what I think will be best.
Bring a picture of the desired hairstyle. Describe it as best as you can and trust the stylist.
I'd say probably bring a picture.
Annie's saying yes.
Very helpful.
Okay. I think I may have head lice.
Oh, jeez.
Should I go to my stylist for them to check?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
All right.
no.
Please don't do that.
Don't be passing that shit around.
I mean, you could totally call me and I'll tell you what you should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
don't come in.
Don't
Do
be
not.
coming
Right,
in there.
Don't.
right.
Joe dirty ass head.
You'd like your hair straight and sleek. What tool would the stylist use to
Ooh,
achieve this?
I know this.
Curling tongs, straightening irons, crimping tool, hot brush.
Why do they call it curling tongs?
It's a European quiz. Oh,
Straightening
and it's
iron.
by funtrivia.com, just so we don't
Ooh.
get in trouble.
Straightening iron.
Okay.
I'm going to
That's true.
say.
All right. This is question number 7, so we're
Okay.
almost there.
Okay.
I think I may have dry scalp or dandruff. What should I do? Use a scalp brush to remove the flakes. Leave it. It will get better on its own. Consult a stylist, Annie. Stop washing the hair for a week or 2.
Oh, God, yeah. Let it get greasy and built up. I'll say consult a stylist.
All right,
Right?
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between dry
See
scalp
what-
and dandruff, so
Yeah.
you don't want to treat one because they're
Oh.
total
Oh.
opposites.
We're going
of
to talk
each
about
other.
that
I
too
would've
after
never known that.
allergies.
Okay.
Okay, good. You would like to have your hair in an upstyle or updo for your wedding. Should you have a trial run or just go with it?
For
I mean-
whose wedding? Like for your wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I totally just went with it
All
because
right.
we were getting married in Vegas.
But what's
you
the
should definitely
answer?
have a trial.
All right.
My hair looked all right.
It did. It did. Okay, here we go. Number 9. I feel like that was extra. I just need a little trim. Is it okay for me to just snip the ends a little bit?
Sure.
The stylist will never notice.
The stylist always notices.
So that's a no, probably. That's great. My mother told me to brush my hair 100 times before going
Oh,
to
God.
bed.
Oh,
Is
the
this a
Marsha
good
Brady
idea?
100 strokes.
Yeah. Good
Is it a good
Lord.
idea?
No, probably
All right.
not. Probably yanking all your shit
All
out.
I
right,
think
let's see.
brushing it before bed is fine, but like a specific amount of strokes, that's a little
no,
extreme.
That's weird.
Ooh, it says
We
that you
failed.
have one wrong.
What did we get wrong?
And the one that you got wrong, supposedly, is the correct answer is red. Using green, brown,
Oh.
or gold would most likely turn your hair, client's hair yellow or khaki green. So the question was, if a
Mhm, the
client
filler.
with blonde hair wishes to color her hair dark, what's the filler? Yeah, the pre-pigment.
Oh, I do
So they
gold.
said
It's
red?
saying that it's red.
oh.
Some people do red, but I do gold.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah,
think-
yeah.
You know, it just needs
Well, you
gold
know
in
what?
there.
Annie's got some pretty good pictures, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna trust
I'm
what
gonna
she
go
says.
with Annie. Okay, very good. Very good. That was good.
So we got 100% then.
100%.
Yay.
You know what? I'll let you cut my hair next. Just kidding.
Oh
Just
my
kidding.
God. It'll definitely be a mullet.
Well, I would like to go back
give
real
you a
quick
mullet.
Sure.
to allergies. And what was the other one we were just talking about? There was something else that we were.
Oh,
Anyway.
what the hell? I knew I
But-
should have wrote it down.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, the dandruff and the
Oh,
dry
yeah,
yeah,
I want to
yeah,
know
yeah,
the
yeah,
difference
yeah.
between that. So first, allergies. Do you know immediately when you're putting it on someone? Like, do they start getting itchy? Do they need like the point of the like? What do you do?
They're
I don't
digging in
notice
their, they're
right
digging
away.
in their highlights with the rat tail comb.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I've seen that.
They'll say if it's some will say if it's bothering them. Some are diehard. I need my grays covered,
Yeah.
so I'm going to ignore it. And then when you shampoo it, you're like seeing
You
some
see it.
raised pink scalp,
Oh
and it's
my
like, hey, how's your
God.
scalp feeling? Oh, it was burning, but it's okay.
Okay.
And you're
Oh,
like,
oh.
kind of not
Yeah.
okay.
Beauty is
Right.
pain. Beauty
Yeah.
is pain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So then could that make your hair fall out?
It could if it gets
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's a chemical, so you can get chemical burn, which means your skin is burning,
What
and
the hell?
if
so
you ignore it, it
communicate
can
to
get
your
bad.
hairdresser with
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
So I was saying how bad my hair burned. I mean, not my hair, but my scalp when I would get a perm. So I know like African American people, they call them perms also, but it's to straighten their
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah.
Right.
And they talk about how bad it burns too. I wonder, is it the same chemicals or no? Do you know?
Like a
you know that?
relaxer and
I don't know.
It's got a lot of the same chemicals
Yeah.
in it. But I'm not quite sure what
Yeah.
products they're using.
So
Yeah.
have you watched the movie called Good Hair? It's Chris Rock made it.
The documentary where the
Yes.
extensions come from?
Yes.
Yes.
And he talks about his like 7-year-old girl coming home one day and like, Daddy, why don't I have good hair? You know?
Oh, right.
And like some of these girls, they start getting their relaxers and perms, whatever they call them, at like
Young
6,
ages, yeah.
5, 6 years
Yeah.
old. Oh my God.
yeah.
I know.
That's crazy.
I don't really even like to do color services on like those fun colors where you
Yeah.
just like the temporary things where you just put it on the
Yeah.
hair that's there. That's
Yeah.
fine. But as far as like bleach and like,
Yeah.
harsh chemicals on
Yeah.
a kid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not
No.
it's not a good idea.
No.
Just because you don't know if
And
it's
you're just ruining their hair for the rest of their life.
Mhm.
That's my
Mhm.
big thing is like, yeah, I dyed my hair a few times when we were kids,
Mhm.
but really I'm holding out now until I really like need it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I figure, okay, well, I got decent, straight, very, very straight hair.
Yeah.
But, like until I really start going gray, and then who knows? Maybe even then I'll be like, man, I don't even need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be a
Yeah,
I'll be
you
a
never know.
fox.
Yeah,
So-
the snow white hair.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody's gray comes in differently too. So
Yeah.
like your grays might be a totally different texture than your
They are.
original hair,
They
Some people's come
definitely
back
are.
real wiry,
Yeah.
right? Like they
That's
they
what mine do.
stick out. Like I have
Yeah.
a feeling my grays will just be like bing, bing, bing everywhere.
My grays are
and-
only like this long. Is that new growth gray or did they break gray?
It's
have my
tough to
fingers out
say.
like 6
right,
inches, yeah.
Right. So it could be new growth. It could be more fragile because gray hair is,
Yeah. It's like
it has
dead.
a tendency to be more dry and
Yeah.
fragile.
Yeah.
So it could be a little bit of both.
So my grandma is obviously, it's my grandma. She's completely gray,
Yeah.
but she's really like blonde gray.
She
know?
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was always kind of like strawberry blonde.
Oh, yeah.
Redhead
Yeah.
growing up.
That makes
so,
sense.
she's like a light gray,
Mhm.
but she's always like, she only washes her hair, every few days and stuff.
Right.
And then she bought me this like oil for my hair. And she says, well, I use it on my hair and it doesn't make my hair greasy. And I'm like, Grandma,
Two
that's
totally
because your
different hair
shit is
types.
dry as fuck. You know?
Uh-huh,
Like,
uh-huh.
if I put
Yeah.
that shit in my hair, it'll be oily before I walk out the door,
Right. Yeah.
Your face will be
Yeah.
all greasy by the time you get home.
Grandma's got good intentions,
like-
but don't put that in your hair.
Yeah, it's like dripping down.
That's something that we could use on our slip and slide out here in front. A couple drops of Graham stuff.
Put some hair oil on
We'd be
it.
in the neighbor's
Yeah.
yard. Yeah.
We'd fly right over the
Then
road.
Bring that next time.
All right, I'll do it.
We put a huge slip and slide in the
Oh,
front
dude.
yard down that hill.
Nice.
I'll
Very
do
cool.
it.
Graham's oil.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about dandruff.
Yeah,
and
dandruff. I
dry
thought it was
skin.
the same.
So did I.
So I'm very curious about this because I feel like it looks the same, but I think you're going to explain that better to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks the same. Yeah, there's a little difference in like consistency, like texture of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So dandruff is over oily scalp.
Oh.
So it's like oil that's like drying up on your scalp
Oh.
and building up on your scalp. And then dry scalp is,
Dry
dead
scalp.
skin,
Yeah.
dry hair,
Yeah.
dry
Oh.
skin flaking off. So
Okay.
obviously you want to treat one with extra oils,
Right.
but you don't want to put extra oils on the dandruff because that's just
Right.
going to make it worse.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh,
Mhm.
Huh.
interesting.
That is interesting. I never knew that. I just figured you just had flaky stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
All
to me,
that's the
flakes.
same.
If you're a
Mhm.
flake, you're a flake.
Yeah,
You know.
right.
Yeah. I just.
All my
Right.
friends are flakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, dandruff can be taken care of with a good clarifying shampoo. A lot of people say that there's that Head and Shoulders has It's not just for dandruff anymore. Like
Yeah.
they have a whole line.
do
of
have a whole
things.
line.
And
Yeah.
then you could just get
Seen
that at a
it.
regular store, right? They don't have to
Yeah.
go to the salon.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't know anything about that because I just use professional products.
Right,
So I'm always
right.
like, use tea tree or a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
clarifying shampoo for
Oh,
dandruff.
I can't do the tea tree, man. That shit burns my head. Too.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
too
that's a tingly one. You
I'm like,
probably
you get
have
it in your
sensitive
eye.
skin.
Yeah,
so,
I do.
Yep.
I do.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's because I'm a redhead.
So
Right.
how often should people come to you?
Usually gray coverage if you're wanting to touch up your roots. Between 4 and 6 weeks. I've got
Okay.
a lot of people like right on the dot every 4 weeks that come in and get their
Yeah.
roots taken care of. The longer you wait, the more product I'm going to be using and
Right.
the more work it's going to be. So, and then I do have a couple of people that want to wait like 7 or 8 weeks, but they get a
Mm.
bunch of fun colors in their hair too, and they
Right.
switch it
Yeah.
up every once in a while.
Do you think that's
Haircuts.
good? Like if they get all those fun colors, is it good to wait the 8 weeks to kind of let that other color go before you do something else fun? Like if they had yellow, then they want green, or if they want purple. And
Right?
is it kind of better to wait a little bit longer?
Yeah, to
or-
help those colors fade out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and start using, like I said, the clarifying shampoo helps with
Yeah.
that too. So, to try and get those colors out, so you can get all new
Yeah.
different colors
Yeah.
in there would be helpful.
I want to dye my hair now.
I know a
Now I
girl.
want to dye my
I know
hair.
a gal.
Or you can do the hair extensions. There's so many different colored hair extensions that you can do.
For the month of October is breast cancer
Yeah.
awareness. I would go get a little
The
pink
little
extension.
pink, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it would stay in quite a long time.
Yeah.
Until one day I would go to brush my hair and I would gunk and
Yeah.
it would yank right
Right,
out, you
right.
know.
Do you put
Yeah.
in extensions?
I do.
Yeah.
I have tape-in extensions. that
Tape
I'll
it.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I used
What's
to do the
that mean?
glue with
What
the
is-
hot.
no,
yeah,
not the glue.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of people that still do that,
Yeah.
and it's nice, but I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. Tape is good though. That tape lasts.
Right.
Yeah,
So
tape it. What's
the
tape in?
tape-in is it's like a tiny thin row of hair,
Uh-huh.
and it's either 18 inches or 22 inches long. The
Yeah.
hair, and then the tape is like it's like an inch wide,
Yeah.
and it's really thin. So what you do is you just take a nice clean section and put it on the hair. Whatever hair of yours sticks to it is how it holds on, and then you sandwich it. So you put another tape in right underneath
Oh.
it and hold it shut.
Okay.
And those last between 4 and 6 weeks. Just like
you can wash with it?
yeah, you can shampoo your hair. Yeah, it stays in for 4 to 6
Get
weeks. It
out.
grows with your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'll have like after the certain amount of time you want to wait, you'll have space between the extension and your scalp, and then you just kind of be careful brushing it because you could get it stuck like you did
Yeah.
with your pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's
you
crazy.
you can get them removed, and then they get cleaned up, and then you can put them back in after you get your color
Shut
touch up.
up.
Yeah,
How do they make them sticky again?
you have to clean off the old tape. This is very time consuming.
Yeah.
Clean off the old tape with it's special solvent to
process.
spray
Yeah.
on it, and then dry it up, and then you put new tape on there.
Okay, so
Huh.
they can have that hair.
Yeah,
That
that
same
hair
hair.
lasts. It's pretty decent for up to like 6
Uses?
applications. Yep, 6
Holy
uses.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Because it's
That's
probably
cool.
real hair, right?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
real hair.
Yeah.
Well, you can find stuff that's a mixture of human hair and synthetic, but if you do that, then you can't use any hot tools on it or
Right,
anything. You
right.
can't color it, nothing.
Yeah.
And that's no good. So there's a lot
I
of
guess
people.
those are good for people who have straight hair and
right.
one color.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
So
yeah. And where
if
do
you
they
already
get this
have
hair?
black hair. Yeah.
Whose human hair is it? Is it?
Like originally, where
Okay,
does it
so
come from? So
you
that's
have-
the documentary you gotta
you
watch.
have
Yeah.
Yep. You have
I'll
another
never
movie to
watch it.
watch.
That's actually kinda
another movie to
disturbing.
watch. It's called Good Hair,
Yeah.
and it shows you where the hair comes from.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it's mostly India.
Oh, well, they
yeah.
have beautiful hair.
They do have beautiful
Yeah.
hair. Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
just dye it or whatever to match.
but they
color.
like force them to cut it off. It's pretty sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
will
think
never
it's
watch
all
that.
forced, but do we really want to get into that movie and do
Yeah.
any spoilers?
Yeah.
no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. When people come to me for tape and extensions, I take a deposit from them and it pays for their
Yeah.
hair because the
Oh,
hair
yeah.
will be theirs after this. And I order it from my professional websites that I go through
Yeah.
just to,
Yeah.
ensure that I get the
What
How
if
much
they-
does that cost? Just
Um,
if I
Hair
wanted to
itself,
get
not the
Right.
yeah.
yeah, if
So-
I wanted to get some tape-ins, how many would I
oh,
need?
like if you wanted to do like some fun stuff in your
yeah,
hair,
yeah.
each package comes with 10 extensions, and that's basically 5 because you're putting them back to back, you know.
Right.
And right now, I think that they are $100 per package.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then to pay for your service.
right.
So
That's even
So
more.
how? What would be a whole head then?
A whole head.
God.
So, on average, it's like 5 packets for a head.
Oh, my God.
Oh, okay. All right. I
And
thought that'd be
it
more than
goes
that.
like up to like just past your temples here. So
Right,
you're
right, because you don't want to
occipital bone
see
right
it. You know, if you
there.
pull your
Yeah.
bangs back or something.
Right,
Oh, okay,
right.
okay.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
And
money.
your
Yeah.
hair has to be at least 3 inches long to cover it too.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so like if you have,
Really short
your
hair.
shortest layer up here is 3 inches, it would work, but then you'd look like a mullet.
Yeah.
You would just have like
Yeah.
this weird
Yeah.
3-inch hair shelf
Yeah.
on top. So
Yeah.
you already have to have like a little bit of length to your hair.
I'd rather use my $500 to buy a plane ticket.
Yeah. Let's talk about talking people out of things. So let's just
impossible.
say
Especially
someone
with
walks
hair.
in, they've had the same hairstylist for years.
Oh my
it's the same
God.
hairstyle. They come to you, they want the same, and you just know that
I've often
maybe you
wondered
could
about
tweak it
this.
just a little bit to make it a little more in style because maybe their personality is that
Do you
fun.
try to do that?
Do you try or
try
do you
to do exactly what their
No, I mean,
usual
do
does?
you
you
try
try
to
to
talk
talk 'em
them into
into-
maybe something a little more
Yeah.
fun, or do you just
Oh.
are you just
No, only if they
No.
only
Just like I ain't getting into that.
Nope. Only if they express that they are bored and want to try something new. If they say
Oh,
that
okay.
they're bored and want to try something new, but they don't know what, then I'll offer some things. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to just like, if Cassie gets her hair cut straight across once a year and that's what she does and that's what she likes.
that's what you're gonna stay
That's
with?
what I'm gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
You're not going to be like, bitch,
I
get
would
some
be like-
layers.
I would be like, do we want to try anything new today? Are we sticking with the same thing? And and if they say no, that's as far as I'll go and I'll do what we normally do. If they say yes, then I'll be like, oh, well, are you thinking
So,
of
like,
anything? You want to throw some layers in there?
Yeah. Okay.
So
I
that's
see.
as far as I,
I
go.
had
As
this-
right.
like, yeah.
Right. We
I
want them
had-
happy. So
yeah.
Mhm.
I had a customer that had very unnatural dyed red hair, and it was curly and short, and then she had like straight bangs, and you could tell she's
this,
had
like-
that haircut since she was 20, and she was probably like 50 something.
is she in
you
the
know?
pricing department?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone in the pricing department at one of the stores that we know, and she looks just like that.
So short, curly red hair with straight bangs.
Straight bangs. And it was just like, and it was, I don't like, she's probably gray now. So the
Uh-huh.
red really like,
Oh,
Is
it's like
bright.
bright.
it's so bright, And I just often wondered, how do you go and be like, yep, same cut, like,
Yeah, same hairstylist. Maybe I'll.
same thing.
Yeah.
I can, because that I guess is technically opinion. That's a
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
I'm really good at keeping my personal opinion and my professional opinion
I can never
separate.
do
You
that.
know.
Yeah. Right.
So, like,
right. This is
if-
why we don't do
if
this.
she
We don't do
if she
this.
were to if she were to sit in my chair and I found like her hair is like really fucked up, like cut
Yeah.
technically is bad,
Yeah.
I would say something like,
Yeah.
hey,
Of course.
this is looking like this because this
Right.
is how it was cut. Is this cool with you, or do you want me to?
Do you want me
Do
to
you
cut
want
it
me
on
to-
that weird
you want
angle?
me to fix this shit or what?
You want me to fix your mullet today?
Well, you know what? You see so many people within those 6 weeks where they come back. You see so many people. They're all your walking advertisements.
Yeah.
You know, what
Yeah.
if, like she got a bad haircut?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Cass and she's saying, yeah, Annie and Antioch did it. People are going to be like, well, definitely avoiding Annie and Antioch at
Right.
turning heads.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
So-
everyone's your walking advertisement, really.
when you see a bad
So-
haircut, you have to be like, well, did she talk you into getting that?
Yeah.
Or is that how it's
Oh,
always
no, I
been?
absolutely asked them, where'd you get that done? Because it sucks. I'm never going there. Yeah.
Well, like I said, you look exactly the
I
same.
do not. Get
I think
out.
so. I think so.
You don't change
I
either.
don't.
You don't change. You posted that picture of you and Erica, and I'm like, was that yesterday? Did
I
you take that
know.
yesterday? But it's like a black and white picture. It's that
No,
old.
you're a bitch. You know why I don't change? Because I
Why?
never change my haircut.
everyone knows what to expect when you show up.
Mine is like it will never go out of
Yeah.
style.
It's timeless.
Yes,
That's what it is.
thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah, right?
Like you have the
Right.
perfect hair for it.
You
It's
can
perfect.
part it down the middle. You can part it down
Yeah,
the
that.
side.
You know what? Let's talk about middle parting.
Can I say that every once in a while I want bangs, but then I see a picture of
Stop
myself that I was
it.
like 8 and had bangs, and I was like, no.
Let's
That was
talk
the last
about
time
that.
you had bangs was 8 years old.
No, I've had them quite often.
But then like 3 days later, they're slicked back in the ponytail.
Why did I do this?
Do you have
Who
people that
talked me
come to
into
you that
that?
want bangs because they're going through some kind of crisis? And can we talk about the middle part? That's the new trend.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, I've got a few people that wanted to try the bangs.
Yeah.
And it can look really great. You
Yeah.
gotta style it. You gotta style it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it's just because you're going through some things, you're not gonna like them in like 3 days.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? So-
Yeah.
And they hold in so much heat. You know,
Yeah,
like your forehead
yeah.
cannot release that heat.
Yes.
And then you're just hot all day. Like I swear, bangs like elevate everybody's temperature by
Yeah.
like 10 degrees.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that.
Then you
Yeah.
got to do the little, again, showing my age, the little front bump.
Yeah, right.
With-
Oh my gosh.
The bobby pin.
yeah.
You got to pin them back. and do a
Yeah,
little
right.
bump.
Well, and then just to have to grow them out again.
Yep.
You know, just that awkward like
My
barrette
bangs
phase.
were here
and,
forever.
mhm.
I think they finally grown past my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
That's
had mine
terrible.
really short, like just a couple years ago.
Really?
It was like really short on an angle, like almost up to the hairline on the left side, and then went really long, like
Oh,
just past my
wow.
eyebrow on the other side. Loved them. And then I decided to color them funky colors, and then I wanted to stop coloring them funky colors, and they stayed like this nasty
Oh no.
yellow mint green. But hey, I'm a professional, so I don't care, right?
Yeah. Everyone thinks
I look
it's in
back
if
at
she's
pictures,
doing
I'm like,
it.
oh my gosh, it looks like I have a moldy forehead. So it happens to all of us, even stylists, you know, go through
Mhm.
Oh,
a
that's
weird
funny.
phase.
Have you ever seen mold on people's hair because they wear their hair up all the time?
Sick.
I've heard
Yes.
of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, people, especially people in sports, they take a shower and put their hair up every
Yep.
day.
And then
Basketball
it's up.
players, and it's up and it's up and it grows
Shut
mold.
up.
Have you
Am
seen
I gonna
it?
grow
Yeah.
mold?
Yep. Stop wearing
No.
your hair
So
up.
I get hot at work, and that's why I put my hair up.
But you wash your hair every day.
You shampoo
Well,
it and you wear
yeah.
it down and it dries down and
And
stuff
then you
like
put it
that
up.
too. So yeah, you're
Ew.
fine.
But
Just
have
have,
you
just
seen
have
it,
your
right?
husband sniff the back of your head every once in a while. You'll be
Ew.
fine.
He can't smell anything. I'd be screwed.
He'd be like, "Yep, you're good."
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, it looks fine to me.
Yeah. So you've seen it before, huh?
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen super matted hair too, where this girl
Oh,
had such long, beautiful hair, but no one helped her take care of it.
Yeah.
And then she was old enough to where she should have been able to take care of it by herself, but it had been years.
Yeah.
And it was like one of these things where it had to be shaved off, and
oh, no.
so it had like matted up at the scalp.
yeah.
But then still there was long hair, so you couldn't really see what was going on until you're up in there
Yeah.
looking at it. And then you shave it off, and the whole thing just kind of peeled off,
Oh.
Yeah.
like in one like
Aw, too
helmet, looked like a
bad.
hat.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that right there is like, that just pisses you off because you know it's neglect from somebody
Yeah.
for a while, long before it was the girl's
Her
job to do it.
Right.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That takes a
Yep.
long time to get like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a boy with really bad cradle cap, and he was like
Oh.
past the age of where he should have cradle cap.
What is that?
That's where you get like, it's real like dandruffy and dry skin, right? Like all over it.
Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
oil that happens to mostly babies.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
Yeah.
that yellow kind of stuff
Oh.
on there.
And you're
scalp.
supposed to like, take those real soft
Exfoliate
baby
it.
brushes and,
Oh.
Yeah.
wash their head and scrub it with that little. cute
Oh,
little
now I gotta go
baby
check my
brush.
kids. I'm just kidding. But you
Let me
had
look at your
one.
head.
He came in.
Yeah, he came in. I was shampooing him, and as I was scrubbing the top of his head, my fingernails actually got stuck on it.
Ew.
And then I realized that he was actually losing his hair. So, like, when I was able to get a little bit of it off of his scalp, his hair was coming with it.
Oh my
And so I brought his
God.
dad over, and I'm like, hey, so this is what we've got going on, and this is what you can do to help him with it. Well, I told him he needs to shampoo his hair. He doesn't
Oh
shampoo
my
his hair well. He knows he needs to
God.
shampoo his hair well.
And he was probably like 7.
Yeah, he was younger than 7. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I think he was like 5.
Oh.
And I
that's
said,
sad.
well, he might not understand how if that's all
Yeah.
you're saying is shampoo your hair good. you might have to show him in detail. Like,
Yeah.
this is out of his control now, and this is your job as a parent to do. I didn't say all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Right,
I
of
started
course,
going
of
on a
course.
rant.
In your
Yeah.
mind, though, that's what you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, so
That's
I never saw
sad.
them again.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
I
may
remember
not
one
have been to
time-
another place again.
Yeah.
One time when I was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 8, 9, and I went to go get my hair cut, and the lady was like, "You need to wash your hair better." Like, she told me that, the hairdresser, and I was like, "Okay." And I always, since then,
Now you
I'm
shampoo
like,
your hair every day.
yes.
Mm.
And I like dig in there, because then
Mhm.
my friend Erica, again, we're talking about Erica, her grandma always told her, if you get out of the shower and your fingernails are dirty, you didn't wash your hair good enough.
Oh, weird. We're taught in school to not actually use our nails.
I
We got to use the
know.
pads of our fingers.
Yeah.
But
I always love
I-
having somebody else wash my hair. It feels so much better than me doing it. Probably because I'm scratching the shit.
right.
I'm like, I will never have another hairdresser yell at me for having dirty hair.
I wish I could have someone shampoo my hair the way that
Yes.
I shampoo
Yeah.
everybody's.
Yes.
My mom helped teach me how to give a good
Yeah.
shampoo because she came into my salon one time, probably one of the first times I colored her hair, and she's like, "Do it like this." Like, she was like, "You missed the whole middle," and I'm like, "Oh, she wasn't mean like that. She was
Right.
really sweet."
Of course.
Um,
But just, yeah.
So yeah, like a lot of times I still think about my mom and that first shampoo
Yeah.
I did on her, and I
Yeah.
just really thorough and.
Yeah.
know.
That's
Do you
awesome.
ever spray people in the ear with the hose? if you
Oh
don't like
yeah,
them?
everybody gets an ear bath.
Julia
Sometimes
does.
people get a wet willy because I'm like shampooing like this, and my pinky just kind of slips right.
Whoops.
Slips in there.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
So we're
Always
almost
ran.
done here, but I want to hear some phrases.
Nobody ever has done my hair right.
Okay. Okay.
No
Oh
one can
my
get my
God.
hair right.
No one
And
can
I'm
get
just
it
like,
right.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Ew.
Or what would be the reason for that?
She doesn't even know how to answer
I-
that. She's like, I
right.
don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody can get my hair
Like,
right. Okay.
so, yeah.
Maybe it's you not
I don't-
explaining it.
Right. I don't know what they're thinking in their head when they decide they want to say that to somebody.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just like, so here's your challenge right here. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
nobody,
right,
no one
right.
can ever do my hair right. But
Do they
to me, I have a
generally-
totally different theory as to why that is.
Yeah.
You
mhm,
know, like
mhm.
if you're never happy with your hair,
maybe
Yeah.
you don't explain it right. That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
That's what
or
I'm thinking,
maybe you're
yeah.
unhappy about something else.
Yeah,
or,
right,
You know,
right.
so
Yeah. You just come in here to
I just
kind of
go for it. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
just go for it. Whatever they want me to do, I will do if I can. We have that consultation, figure it out. I do it, and
Yeah.
Have you ever
fingers
had-
crossed, hope for the best.
Have you ever had somebody say that and then walk out happy? Like, oh my God, you got it right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Really?
sure. I'm
I
sure.
have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
The lady that I showed you with the devil horn, she was my most recent one where she's like, people just don't get my hair right. Like, I know that she was even thinking about having her husband go to beauty school so he can do her
Stop
hair.
it.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
And so now they've been coming to me every 4 weeks.
Oh my
Oh,
God, that's
good.
awesome.
Very
yeah.
Yeah,
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a
Finally.
cool picture.
They found their person.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. And she picked out a really fun color. That was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
stressful for me to try and formulate and fun at the same time. So
Mhm.
yeah, she gave me a run for my money for
That's
sure.
awesome.
Aw,
That's
so
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get a little dark here. So with the whole Gabby Petito thing that happened with
Oh,
the abuse
good
and
Lord.
stuff, I know you
Yeah.
have to take classes,
Sure.
right? So what are the signs? And let's talk about that real quick.
Okay,
We'll just talk like
okay.
safety and you know, if we have someone listening right now and they
Mm-hmm.
feel comfortable with you, can they reach out to you? How would they do it? What do you have to do in the salon? I know Julia had to take this class, so I'm just curious here.
Okay.
Yeah. All the classes were pretty different for everyone. I noticed that from just talking to other people that have taken different courses. I took care of mine really fast, pretty early on when that was a law, and it seemed to be pretty general.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
So for me in my class, it was more about when you're in a conversation with someone and they're confiding in you
Yeah.
and you realize that this is a situation, you can give them the resources to find help.
Okay.
So like there was a list that I could print out of women's shelters and family shelters and even shelters for the animals, because a lot of people
Yeah.
stay
Don't
in an
wanna leave
abusive
the
relationship
animals, yeah.
because they don't know what to do with their animals. So
That's
there's that
sad.
too.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really just about like having the resources for the people that need them.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know that later on the classes got a little more detailed and
Yeah.
and so mine was a little different.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Scary.
Yeah, it is, but I
it
wanted to
is.
chat about it. This is what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
It's all over the news. So just, I know that
Right,
Julia
yeah.
had to take a class like
Yeah.
that. So I was very curious how that's handled. So very good.
Yeah.
And you
Mhm.
can kind of notice sometimes, like when someone comes in and loves their hair, you did exactly what they wanted.
Mhm.
They think it's great. They're super happy, and then they come back and say, "My significant other didn't like it, and I need to change
Oh.
it," and they're
Oh my
upset.
God.
That's like a huge sign.
I'd be like, bitch, get the hell out of there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Don't come back here. Just get the fuck out of there. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Isn't that
yeah.
the whole point of like going to the salon is to gossip and tell them all your problems?
Oh my gosh, I can't even
do.
imagine the gossip that you hear.
That's what
There's-
I do. I'm like,
yeah.
here's every single problem I have in the world.
For the one time a year
Right.
you go,
Yeah,
that's
well,
you're like,
yeah.
Yeah, I have a sign on my station. It says, "Welcome to our therapy session."
Yeah.
I mean, our hair. You're a hair
Yeah.
appointment.
Yeah.
So I found a sign that had said, "Welcome to your therapy appointment," but I felt like it was more of a mutual
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Because I need to do this job too. It's what I love to do. If I
Yeah.
don't do this, like, geez, even having 3 days in a row off kills me. you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you have nobody to talk to.
Right. I've got nothing to do with. I mean, I could do the dishes. But
Yeah.
no.
I can wait till tomorrow. Who wants to fold
you
the
have a
laundry?
senior in high school that can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to fold the laundry. I'm just going to turn on the dryer again.
I do that. It's
All the time.
terrible.
All the time.
Those still feel a little damp. Let's just
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they were sitting in there for 3 days and it rained.
right. Yeah.
All right, Annie from Turning Heads in
Yes.
Antioch, Illinois.
Annie, what days do you work?
Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Nice.
All right,
Yes.
very
Okay,
good. And they can
good.
just find you on the socials. We'll
Yep,
share all
yep,
that.
yep, yep.
Perfect. So if they
share
want,
your-
and
we'll
how
share
far
your
out
shit.
are you? Probably pretty far, right? If they-
About a week and a half.
Oh, not
is
bad,
like
not
my
bad.
average,
Okay,
yeah.
so if they
Yep.
have a wedding or something, they better get in
Sure,
though
yes.
because
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
Yes.
very, very
because
good.
there has been a lot of weddings lately.
There,
I've
well,
noticed.
yeah, everybody's getting married now.
Everyone's getting
Right.
caught up from
Yep,
COVID.
they are.
And
They
I hate
absolutely
to
are.
say it, but like everyone that rebooks with me before they leave their appointment, we're already kind of getting into the holidays.
Oh, yeah,
cow,
right,
yeah.
right. That's what I was
people are booking
thinking.
ahead.
For sure.
So yeah.
So go see her for
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Before Christmas. And of
Yeah.
course you got to get going for New Year's too because you want
Maybe I'll dye my hair for New Year's. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution.
Yeah, maybe. Get it
No, I
cut
won't.
straight across.
I won't.
Just go get it cut. That's all.
Let's go get it cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it cut last year, right? So you probably do.
Yeah.
There we go.
I got
All
it
right,
cut
perfect.
twice.
Oh, you're ahead of the game.
You did. Oh, well, then
did.
you're good. You're good.
'Cause I
till
had a
next year.
wedding to go to, so I was like, I should probably freshen it
Oh,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You
Yeah.
did. You did.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for
This
having
was
me.
really
Yeah.
good.
This is fun.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
much
good
information.
questions.
Annie
Good
from Turning
Q&A.
Heads in Antioch. Go visit her.
Yay.
Thanks everybody for
Thanks,
listening.
Annie.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. This podcast is brought to you by Nametag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. Drums, written and performed by my son, Steven. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.